Pickaxe.
Hey, Sal.
Hank, what's going on? We haven't worked a case in years.
I just bought my car at Carvana, and it was so easy. Too easy.
Think something's up?
You tell me. They got thousands of options. Found a great car at a great price. And it got delivered the next day.
It sounds like Carvana just makes it easy to buy your car, Hank.
Yeah, you're right. Case closed.
Buy your car today on
Carvana.
Delivery fees may apply.
Hello, friends. Welcome to an exciting episode of No Quest for the Wicked. Gentlemen, I have two questions for you.
Lay them upon me.
Are you ready to rock?
Yes.
More importantly,
Yes.
Are you ready to go? Now, Ryan, you're doing nonverbal hand signals in our audio podcast.
Audio show? I know. I realized that halfway through.
Are you ready to rock? Are you ready to roll?
Yes. Ready to roll.
Good. Where we last left you guys, you had successfully squashed the, now you realize, harebrained scheme of Julian Sterling, who it was revealed that he didn't really have a plan. He just kept making deals with people, and it spiraled wildly out of control.
To be fair, super understandable. Like, we can get behind that. We're there every day, so I get it.
He was using his nightclub to try to assert dominance and try to assert control over the settlement. However, it wildly spun out of control and ended up with a pretty grim outlook, I guess, for Julian. He attempted to capture the bat that was terrorizing the settlement due to his audio experiments and tried to use it against you. However, the bat actually came to your rescue in a way, or at least Cleo's rescue. And you have once again saved the settlement from certain destruction, or at least certain control of a rich idiot. And as you were walking Julian to Estrella to lock him up for his crimes, Flit, you started to experience something strange. You noticed that the sea had stopped moving completely to a mirror-like flatness, and in the distance, you saw a giant hand reach up over the horizon, and that is where we are now.
Vlyn, what is that? Vlyn?
Do I see this?
You don't. What you see, Vlyn, is Flitwick has stopped dead in his tracks and is standing rigid. His eyes are washed over with this strange purple haze, and he is just staring blankly ahead. Flit, what you see is everyone else in the world is this sort of like the color has drained from them. They look almost like they're in stasis. They are frozen completely. There is a purple haze over them. All other color has been pulled out, and it's just this sort of like monochrome, faded purple color. It almost looks like a video game pause screen. But you see this hand just reaching out, almost in slow motion. And you can't tell if it is moving in slow motion or if it's just the sheer size of it means that it can't move that fast.
I start slapping Flynn in the face, like, Flynn, look at this! I need you here with me, now! I'm just slapping him.
When you make contact, there's like a ripple and your hand goes through him.
That's not good.
You hear a crack of thunder tear through the sky, and then you see lightning. And as it peels through the sky, it leaves behind almost an after image. And the lightning grows more intense, the storm just raging above you. And all these after images leave behind this almost like stained glass mosaic in the sky, looking like it's almost been shattered. In the distance, you see this hand come crashing down. You feel the earth beneath you rumble. And then you see another hand reaching out and comes crashing down as well. And then you hear a voice behind you. You're not supposed to be here.
No, I'm not, and I would like to go back to not here. I turn around. Do I see who's there?
Yeah, it is a very small, petite woman. She is dressed in really fine Victorian. It almost looks like a French maid's outfit, but without sort of like that frock at the front. It is this wide dress that is like rigid around about down to the knees. She's wearing, it's got these big puffy shoulders, but on the left side, she has this giant metal, it looks almost like a quarter of a clock, with these like big black spikes. And she is wearing a black veil over her face. But you notice that she also, much like the gentleman you saw in the nightclub, also has no facial features. There's the structure, the bone structure of a face, but no eyes, no nose, no mouth.
You're like BM. Do you know BM?
She turns her head and she says, BM? I do not know this name.
Faceless like you seems to want to destroy the planet, like presumably also you if you're here with big hands guy. An accomplice, I assume.
She chuckles and sort of skips around so that she's like facing you with her back towards the water, and she says, an accomplice? No, but I do know the man that you speak of. He is not with me. Well, I suppose he is. We are work associates.
What do you do for work? Ruin people's nights out? Planets?
She thinks for a second and begins sort of like swishing her skirt back and forth and then like kicking at the ground. And she says, the nights out, not so much. But the planets, yes. This one specifically.
Okay, well, why? Because this is not my planet and I'm going to be in charge of it. So it needs to be not ruined. And you seem nice.
When you say that, she stomps her foot and like thrusts her fist to the ground, and you see like where she is standing cracks, shatters, and she drops almost like a foot into the ground, and she says, this is not your planet.
Well, not yet, but like I'll be in charge of the settlement soon. Like I'm just naturally cream rises to the top. You know what I'm saying.
She looks around, she says, this settlement, this pathetic excuse for civilization, is not a planet. It is nothing.
Well, that's your opinion. So whose planet is it then? And why are you destroying it, more importantly? And who are you? And who's that? And I point at the hands. They're just destroying the earth in the background.
Yeah, you now see that it has like pulled itself out, and you are now seeing what looks like a colossal stone golem. Where you see its head, however, is a shifting, sort of like rotating beacon almost. It looks like a lighthouse, and this like giant fucking purple light. It seems to be perfectly in sync with the moon above you that is also like spinning like a coin through the moon cycles.
The phases.
Yeah, through the moon phases. And this small petite woman looks at you and she says, we were tasked to be the ones to destruct the planet.
By who? Why?
She thinks for a second and she says, by whom? I do not know. It is not my job to question who or why. It is my job to say, okay.
Is there much business in destroying planets? It doesn't seem lucrative. This doesn't make sense. I could offer you, look, you let me get on the phone to my father, we'll work something out, leave the planet alone.
Is your father on this planet?
No.
He is inconsequential then.
I'm on this planet. We could work something out.
She looks and she says, okay, sure, let's make a deal.
I'm good at making deals.
She walks over to you and she sort of like puts her hands behind her back and gets on her tippy toes and like looks right up at you. And she says, you will bring as many people as you can to this planet. You will make it a success.
And in return, you won't destroy it.
No, I will. But I will spare you.
This is a bad deal.
It's an excellent deal for me.
I guess it's pretty good for me too. When is this said destruction happening?
When there is enough to destruct.
And that enoughness, I assume, is based on the amount of people here, or else you wouldn't be asking me to bring more.
That is a large deciding factor, yes.
Well, that's good to know. And will it be in the next few years, months, 100 years, perhaps? Because I say, look, a job worth doing, it's worth doing right. So maybe you take a couple millennia, you really hone your craft, and in a couple millennia, the amount of people that could be on here. Have you heard stories of old Earth? People everywhere. Imagine if we could get to that level. I'm sure you'd get a bonus. Employee of the month, maybe.
This is boring. And begins just like wandering off towards like the docks. And she turns and she says, can I ask you a question? The man that you saw before, was he all, you're disappointing, this is boring, this is bad, you're going to make everything destroyed?
100%, yes. He was exactly disappointed in us, was all like, but then he said we had potential, which I think he was talking about my DJ set, which he saw. He really liked my music, said there was potential. I get it. I appreciated that part of him at least, but then other stuff about how we're going to destroy the planet. So I don't know.
She flops down onto the ground and crosses her legs. And she says, she just starts like drawing in the dirt. She says, oh, he is also so boring. Same thing every time. Get some new material, right?
I agree. New material is the breath of life. But I'm thinking if you keep destroying planets, maybe you get new material. You leave this one or undestroy it. Help it flourish.
She stands up and sort of like dusts herself off and she says, this is interesting, but unfortunately, not what I'm supposed to do. And she once again skips over to you and says, you and I are similar. You and I should not exist. You were a mistake.
Oh, well.
I was a mistake. Together, neither of us are supposed to be here.
Well, you know what they say about two wrongs?
She stares blankly at you.
They make a right.
That's how it goes.
She nods and she says, I see. This has been interesting. Usually people are like, oh, please don't destroy me. Please don't do it. And you were a little less.
I did try to ask.
Yeah, but it was a lot less pitiful. It was a lot less begging, a lot less like, oh, please.
Would that work?
No, it does make me quite happy though. So if you'd like to, yeah. But make sure it's real. I don't want the performative aspect of it.
I'm quite tired after a long day, and like, not to take away from the magnitude of this event, but this is the second time I've had the world destroyed from under me, so it kind of lacks the oomph.
Okay. Well, hey, let's make a promise. Since you are not supposed to exist and I am not supposed to exist, and we are two just big mistakes.
Look, my parents planned me. I know usually they stop at 3 with regards to the lineage, but maybe they foresaw that one day I would be the remainder and therefore the number one boy. And maybe this was secretly all a plan and I meant to. You're shaking your head a lot.
She's shaking her head like violently. She says, I do not care that you were born. What I'm saying is you are dead. You were supposed to die. That is the course that you are on.
What do you know about that? How do you know that?
It is very obvious.
Yeah. He's like kind of self-conscious, like, you know, pats at his makeup on his face.
She says, just look, you can see the strings. The things that pull are fate. Yours are severed. And she points at you. And when you kind of like look at what she's pointing at, you notice that there are these weird silver strands from your hands, your shoulders, your head, your knees, your feet. And when you look up, some of them have been cut and they're just kind of like floating above you. There's still one, the one at your head, that goes up to the top and disappears into the sky.
What does that mean?
It means, like me, you are a mistake. Something went wrong somewhere and you slipped through. Just make me a promise. When it comes time to make it all go away, you let me do it and not the other guy, yes?
I'll make you a promise. I won't let it happen at all. How about that?
She crosses her arms and sighs with like a big huff, and she says, well, this was no fun. And Vlyn, you see Flit sort of slump forward as if he was like mid-move, and Flit, you hear the waves crashing, you hear the bustle of the docks, you hear sort of, you know, the night sounds.
You just see me point a finger and say, well, you're no fun. Oh,
and everything returns to normal.
Flit, you did some party drug, didn't you? Are you on reefer, Flit? Are you on the reefer? Flit?
when would I have time to indulge in the reefer?
I don't
when
know.
I was
I'm like shaking you on the ground, I have you by the neck.
No, get off me! I'm slapping
Was it cocaine,
at you.
Flit? Were you doing cocaine?
Didn't have time to do the cocaine. You know this. It was,
It was space cocaine?
No, it was. I'm looking at everybody else around us who doesn't really know. You know the whole band that me, you, and
You're
Lacey,
in a band? Are you doing rock and roll drugs?
I grabbed Lynn by the ears. The band that me, you, and Lacey bonded over, the end of the world, our favorite band. It was them. I saw them.
Yeah. Yes.
In my head.
Oh God! You can tell me what kind of drugs you're on, Flit.
Lacey shoots you a look back, Vlyn, and she says, "Hey, let's have this discussion later, yeah?"
Thank you, Lacey. That's kind of...
But what if he's having an overdose? We should probably go to a hospital.
Vlyn, I'm going to shoot you in the kidneys.
Oh my God, he's delusional.
Look, we'll talk about this later. I am clear-eyed, look. I am fancy-free. I am fine. We will go and we will earn our just rewards, and then we shall talk. We will talk.
You guys arrive at Estrella HQ, and Lacey hands off Julian to some of the guards that are waiting there. And she turns back to you and she says, "Hey, good job, guys. I know I kind of rag on you for being a little...
My DJ, thank you.
Yeah, no, hey, Flit, I'm being completely serious when I say that. You were great." She puts a hand on your shoulder and walks over to Blinn and holds out a fist to give you a fist bump. And she says, "Blinn, I will fight by your side anytime. You're a badass."
Same back to you, Lacey. You were really bullying that one guy. Like, it was really demoralizing.
I do not like magic casters.
Neither do I. It's my whole bit.
Yeah. I just, spells coming your way. Like, just fight me. Just shoot me. Just punch me.
Honestly, they didn't teach spells at the community center. So I don't know. I just
And she turns to look at Drago and she says, "And Drago, good job too."
Big Drago was a hit.
Yeah, Drago has now gone down to regular size.
Lacey, is there any way we can get Drago set up as an actual resident of the planet?
She looks at you two and she says, "Well, I do believe that this has cleared the mayor of any of her problems."
And Mayor probably owes us a favor.
She nods.
At the very least.
"I'll see what strings and red tape we need to cut through. And Drago, if you want to stay, I will put in a word with Dinestra and we'll see what we can do to sort of get you official citizenship here."
But you have to promise to stop getting involved in villainous schemes by accident.
Drago nods and he's just like, "Look, guys, I promise. I might even change my name, right? Like, I could just change my name to like Steve, Hal, right? Just like something that like no one will look at and be like, that's a guy who will hit a dude with a crowbar or something." Because I get it, man. Drago sounds like...
Have you done that?
No, I'm just saying that like if you see Drago, if I saw Drago, I would think, hey, that guy has no problem hitting another guy with a crowbar.
Now, I will say, though, Paul still got hired too, so...
You see the light fade from Drago's eyes as he comes to that realization as well.
But that's a good thing. You can keep your cool name, and then it's just on you, which is harder, true, but it means you're the sailor of your own ship of destiny.
Yeah, we can get you a job doing something basic, like... There's a whole mall of stores that probably need retail employees.
What do you think about vampires? Do you like vampires?
Yeah. Do you like vampires?
Do you like cloaks?
He shudders and he says, "Ooh, I mean, considering those last guys that I worked with were calling themselves vampires."
Oh, well, damn, that's pretty much everything from the mall out, because there's the Frankenstein burgers and then there's,
I don't mind. Hey, I don't mind. Oh, I like a Frankenstein.
Well, do you like burgers?
There's also probably 100+ stores we haven't been in. So
list them off, Lynn.
Okay, we have Sports Check still going strong.
Oh, delightful.
Eastside Mario's probably has a location. I bet you there's a store called Pepper Jack's Premium Upholstery. Also, Tango's.
They just sell dance lessons.
We don't know. I haven't been in. My kid has a membership. One of my kids, I had to pay for a membership to Tango's. I don't know what it is. I know I was getting a monthly fee.
Drago nods and it's just like, okay, yeah. I mean, if I can get a job and a visa and a permit to be here, I'll hit them all. See what I can find out. I'm not like you guys, and I'm fucking exhausted. I danced for like 5-6 straight minutes. That was a lot for me, guys.
It's true. It's fair.
Also, I don't know if you know this, but when you get big, it takes more energy to move. And I got real big in there.
Just physics, isn't it?
So if you guys don't mind, I'm gonna, I don't know, crash. Do you mind if I keep staying with you for a bit, Vlyn?
Yeah, it's fine.
Okay,
Here's
cool.
my extra set of keys. You can go over now.
Thanks. And you see Drago. It's almost like a walk of shame because he is rather scantily clad, but he's just walking through. You can see him go through the docks. Yeah, one of the dock workers, Cat, calls him.
Oh, we gotta go shoot a dock worker.
Yeah. Des looks at you as well, and she says, "I gotta agree with Drago, but I'm beat as well. So I'll see you guys around. Thanks for including me in this whole situation."
Well, I'm glad you weren't shot or mauled by a bat.
She gives you a finger gun. She says, "Same." And she walks off towards her workshop, which is like right next door.
You're fairly injured, Vlyn. How are you feeling?
I'm okay. We used to party like this back in my day, so...
Used to party like this? Used to punch undead evil villains while performing and dancing in a club, getting shot from floor to floor while an incredible DJ battles two also admittedly incredible DJs and their avatars went at it, and then a cosmic being thing arrived and a very rich man got arrested, and then we all just kind of walked to a police station?
Not far off.
Damn, Vlyn.
Yeah, when you have time, look up the Pine Meadow incident.
Pine Meadow incident?
Yeah. Good times. Let's go grab a glass of water and sit by the ocean for a bit and smell that sea air, and you can tell me about your acid trip.
Let's do it. Now, Dane, can
Yes.
I do a mysticism check on what happened to me and either the creature and or the person I was talking to?
Yes, you can.
Now, I'm also going to be a dick and use my nat 20. Is that cheap?
No.
Okay.
I think that makes perfect sense considering what just happened. You were pulled out of time.
Mm-hmm. But I mean more about like figuring out stuff about the creature.
Yep, I will let you choose which one you would like to know about.
I think it's probably more important to get the faceless people.
Cool. I don't know why you would know this, but I will try to tell you what you can discern. Based on both of their attire and their appearance, it would seem that they are obviously aligned. They are part of a similar something. She seemed to not be the same type of creature as the one you saw. Despite the fact that they're both humanoid, you would stand to guess that like she is a different race or species than the one you saw. So it's not like they're father-daughter or siblings or related or whatever, or even members of the same species. That sort of facelessness and attire seems to come with station and not racial species. I'll sort of retroactively give you some stuff as well. With your nat 20, you know that that portal that the man used, BM, was not a typical teleportation. It was a plane shift.
Okay.
And the thing you saw in the background, you would stand to guess with this sort of like cosmic knowledge that you're tapping into, was probably the Dark Tapestry.
Shit.
Which is the sort of space within space. It is the darkest corners of the universe and where the Elder and Outer Gods reside. With that as well, I think this is how I'm going to bridge the logic. You also know that within the Dark Tapestry, there is a group of people known as the Obsidian Council.
That's what Root mentioned to us as well, right?
Root had mentioned the Obsidian Council, yes. And she said that they were people that even she was not going to fuck with.
Yeah. Well, Vlyn, I was sucked through time to this planet being destroyed yet again. Giant hands, a big stone lighthouse golem creature, and another one of those BM creatures. I think they're from the the Obsidian Council. They're from the Dark Tapestry. I know all this stuff. Like I remember it from the future, if that makes sense.
Okay.
And she wanted me to bring more people here because I guess if we reach a point, they'll destroy it.
Yeah, okay.
But they're waiting until there's more to destroy, if that makes sense. I don't know why.
A little bit, yeah.
She tried to make a deal with me.
Did you make a deal?
No.
Oh, so you're better than Julian. That's good.
Thought about it.
Yeah, that's okay. We all think about everything, bud. I don't hold that against you.
She said she'd save me, but if I lose this planet and I just have to go back home with nothing, I don't think there's a me to save. And I didn't want you to die.
Well, that means a lot. Thanks, bud.
It made me sad to think about, actually.
Oh, here, sit down on this rock.
It's very cold.
It is very cold, but just breathe in that air. As the sun is down or goes down, I don't know what time of day it is. It might be night. Is it night?
It's definitely night.
We went partying, Vlyn.
I don't know. It felt like we were in there for hours, man.
Did you take reefer?
I wink. I guess that lighthouse in the distance is probably the light, like in the background, which mimicking the lighthouse monster you saw, I guess, earlier in your dream, a little bit.
Sadly.
Give me perception checks, please.
You're just trying to make us roll more faded numbers. It's a nat 1. I'm traumatized. I'm staring at the lighthouse like...
Hold on, that's a 17 on the dice, plus 11, 28.
Flit, I think you just went through a lot. You're tuning into a lot. You're kind of overwhelmed with this knowledge that you should not have and you should not know, but somehow you do. Plus, everything you just went through. Vlyn, you notice that there is still a very, very small congregation of the parish in the water. And one of them is just looking at you. They're just watching the two of you. They're not really doing anything.
Okay.
When you meet their eyes, they just give you a nod. They're also Sharon.
I nod back.
And they turn back towards their flock and begin sort of speaking to them in Sharon.
So not speaking, because they use their
yes, yeah, you can see that they are sort of like telepathically communicating with one another.
Those weirdos. It must be nice though to be able to go out in the water and believe in something and not know that we're balancing on the knife's edge right now. One wrong move and whoop, giant monster comes out of the sea and crushes the planet.
Well, for all we know, that's what they want. We don't know anything about them. Why don't you just go talk to them? Be like, hey, why are you being weird in the water?
Me and religious houses don't go hand in hand that much anymore.
Hey, why are you being weird in the water?
God, you don't know if you talk to them, they're going to want to talk back.
The ones who are like in the water performing sort of their prayer or ritual, whatever they're doing, don't look. They don't move. They seem to be pretty engrossed in what they're doing. But the one that you made eye contact with, Vlyn, turns back around and looks at you, Flit, and smiles and gives like a sort of a rather shy wave and walks over to you. He begins approaching you.
See, this is what you get, Flit. This is why we don't make contact with religious people.
They're wearing this thick leather and hide robe. Underneath, you can see pretty plain, kind of like linen clothing. The only thing of sort of any, I don't want to say substance, but like worth or anything that looks like it's not homemade is they have a rather large sash around their waist. And in the middle is a brass clasp of the symbol of Hylex.
Hello.
Why are you being weird in the water? What's going on?
First, you hear in your head, what do you mean?
Well, like you're worshipping, right? Or we assume? I don't know. What's going on? Tell me about you guys. You're a mystery to me.
Once they realize that they're communicating through you telepathically, you see them almost like recoil embarrassedly. And they say, I apologize. My name is just Elder.
That's what we call Vlyn.
It's a joke because he thinks I'm old. That's all that is, Mr. Elder.
Ancient.
He chuckles and he says, well, when faced with forever, what is age?
True.
Sure.
He nods and smiles and he says, for your curiosity, I'm happy to explain the ritual that we are performing. It is one of gratitude, one of appreciation. This planet is a gift. It came from nowhere. It arrived in a place that has seen strife and so many left homeless. And now there is a home to welcome us. The Sheeran, as you know, and he points to Vlyn, are no strangers to loss, no strangers to homes being destroyed. So, to witness what happened with you, Saran, it reminded us of the fragility of what we call home and what it means to be a community, which is why my church, my parish, are not just Sheeran, but those who have been left behind through catastrophe, through loss, whether tragic or not, those that seek a new home. Hylex has given us one. She has seen pain and she has produced a salve. And so, what better way to thank the forever queen than to appreciate the tides that lap the shores, the wind that brushes the leaves, the earth that grows our crops. We take our time. We appreciate. It may seem strange, I know, to stand knee-deep submerged in the water, but I invite you that should you ever feel lost, confused, scared, or grateful, to join us. Let the tides wade in and wash away those that burden you, and allow Terra Sancta to nourish that which you need.
Thank you, Elder. Yeah, if we need that, we'll come find you. We know where.
He nods and he says, I will impose no longer. If you ever need to speak or ever wish to speak, you can find us at the cathedral. And he turns and walks back to the people in the water and once again wades about knee deep in and stands with them.
Well, they seem nice.
I think after that, Vlyn is oddly tense. He's a little rigid, a little bit.
What's up? You seem...
Oh, nothing. Just not a fan.
Really? Why?
No, it's fine. That's a story for another day. Sorry, we were talking about the end of the world.
Yeah, I'm tired, Lynn. I don't know. You know what? No more end of the world talk for tonight. We did it. We all of our deals and jobs, we did so many today.
Yeah, we did. We accomplished a lot.
We did so many. We've saved Dinestra. We hopefully, I don't know if Lionel's going to love us or kill us because of his son. I don't know if Cleo's going to love us or kill us because it didn't work out very well for her in terms of emotionally. But Lacey said a nice thing about my DJing. So that's also a win.
At the end of the day, we did the right thing. We saved some lives. My boy got to showcase his talent. I was very impressed, bud.
Oh, well.
I don't have a kid that's a DJ, so it's like I've got a new boy.
Flynn, my papa would be appalled to hear you say that, to make claims upon his son. I'm the number one boy. Are you trying to muscle in on my enterprise?
Well,
my empire?
You keep that empire to yourself, my friend. You're good. You can go back ahead, but I'm just going to sit here for a minute, and it's been a long day. I just want to listen to the ocean a little bit.
Okay, well, I'll see you upon the morn.
See you in the morn. I think the scene ends with just Vlyn taking out his secret pack of cigarettes he keeps in his jacket, and he takes out one that may have been in this jacket for, maybe it's in his tuxedo, so maybe this pack of cigarettes has been his tuxedo since his wedding day, so who knows how old they are. And he sort of lights it, and he just stares at the lighthouse as it goes voom, 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 and he sort of pictures what Flit may have seen with giant hands coming out of the sea as he just stares off for a little bit.
Hello, Spaceship Dane here to do the thing. First and foremost, we hope that you are enjoying this week's episode. Second, there isn't a whole lot to talk about this week. It's just kind of the normal stuff. I will say next week, we are going to be releasing a short little bonus. I think it's about 10 minutes or so, settlement building episode in which I turn the power over to the boys to upgrade the settlement as they see fit, both from a player and, sort of narrative standpoint, what they think is interesting, what they want to do, kind of outside of their roles as Flit and Vlyn, just a little bit of kind of what you guys have been doing on the Discord and on the Patreon. They get to put their hands, their sweaty little player hands on the settlement and do some development of their own. They float an interesting idea at the end of the episode, or the little mini episode that we're going to be putting out. And I'm just trying to figure out how to incorporate that into reality before we make it an official thing. And you'll see what I mean when it comes out next week. Other than that, if you want to participate, as I said, if you want to kind of do what we've been doing on the Discord and the Patreon and shape this campaign, I've mentioned it before, but this whole next arc that starts in 2 weeks is pretty much decided by both the Discord and the Patreon. The reason it exists is because of the way that you have shaped the narrative. And I think that's really cool. If you want to participate and you're not a member of the Discord or the Patreon, you can do that. You head on over to noquestcast.com, click the Discord link. You'll be brought into the Discord, or hit the Patreon link if you want to help support the show as well. Everyone gets to participate. Even if you can't afford the Patreon at the moment, that is totally fine. The Discord still gets to do votes that shape the game. The Patreon just has a little bit more narrative impact. For example, the last vote was kind of like, what do you need? Like, what is the next arc going to look like? But at the same time, the Discord essentially named the settlement. So that is something that's going to have lasting effect on the campaign. And it's all because of listener input. And I think that's really, really cool. Once again, noquestcast.com, click the Discord, click the Patreon. We appreciate the support in whatever option you choose. And if you're crazy, you can do both. If you're a member of the Patreon, you can still participate in the Discord and the Patreon votes. So you get best of both worlds. I think this might be the shortest one I've ever done, but that's it, friends. We appreciate you. We love you. We will see you in 2 weeks' time. In the meantime, please be safe and be kind. Your next day. You can refresh your stuff, restore your HP, all your uses. First, could both of you roll me a d20? Just a flat d20.
Oh, God.
Dane's new thing is making us roll lots of dice.
Yeah, 12.
I wouldn't count this one.
That's a 3.
Okay. Flit, in the morning, you hear a crash from the little biosphere attached to your apartment.
I jump up from where I'm like huddled on the floor because I still have no furniture, and I'm grabbing my gun, but I'm like bleary because like I guess we probably didn't sleep much. I'm just like, intruders! And Portnoy's like pulls his shovel out, and the two of us like race out into the back biome.
When you do, you see sort of like the shelves and the everything that you've kind of been given to do whatever you want with in here, and one of the pots has been pushed off and it's shattered on the ground and soil is everywhere.
Intruder, I'm armed, I'm capable, and I'm also magic. So I would think very carefully, and I would step out even more carefully.
You hear a rustling towards the back where sort of like the bags of fertilizer are stacked.
Dog, is that you? I think I've slowly come to realize you're not an enemy. So if you step out, I will grace you with a pat.
Give me a perception check, please.
18.
While you are sort of like creeping towards the back where you heard the noise, you feel something slam into your leg. Not hard. And when you look down, there is a small gray cat just headbutting your leg.
You're not the dog.
It just looks up at you.
You're not the dog. It just looks normal.
Yep, just a regular gray cat.
Was one of our fate rolls you get a pet and it's just a cat? Okay, all right. Dane nodded. Yep. Audience.
Flit kind of reaches down like very cautiously. I feel like he's never had a cat. So it's just like the most like hard like pat on the top of his head. It's like cautiously.
It's like enthusiastically bumping into your hand like as you do it, like the way that cats like look for pets. Just like
okay.
And then the second you touch it, it flops to the ground and it's just purring its head off.
Portnoy, no! Portnoy's got the shovel up. Portnoy, I think it's a friend, or it's just a cat? Whose cat is this?
It looks at Portnoy and goes, "Meow," and runs off.
Portnoy, it was just a cat.
I guess you need to roll for your furniture.
This is it. I feel it. Literally a nat one. This is ridiculous.
Portnoy, as he looks like kind of sad about scaring off the cat, he puts his shovel into his like little chest cavity and reaches in and pulls out like a little note, and it says delivery notice on it.
I snatch it out of him.
It says, "We apologize for the delay, but your furniture has been held up in customs. It will be another," and then like the amount of time has been like smudged by something, and once again it just says, "We apologize."
This cannot be an accident. This is intentional, targeted. A sniper's dot on the forehead of my happiness. What are we to do? My back aches, much like Vlyn's probably does, although his is from age and mine is from being on a cold floor night in, night out.
Vlyn,
Yeah.
you get a text from Armand Sterling that just says, "At your convenience, please join us at the estate."
We're going to die. Okay. I think Vlyn sees that, is a little at peace with what might happen to them, puts his phone down, gets up, steps over a sleeping Drago. I'm assuming he's just going to sleep all day. I feel like he's the kind of guy that doesn't have good habits.
But yeah, Drago is like absolutely KO'd in the corner. He's not even like on the couch or whatever. He's just kind of like curled up in the corner, just snoozing.
He gets up, makes a cup of tea, cuts a little bit of mint from his fresh mint plant he's probably growing in the greenhouse, throws it in with his tea, sips it, comes to peace with it, gets dressed, and then sort of walks over to Flit to knock on the door. Rat-a-tat-tat-tat-tat.
Intentional, I tell you. They're targeting me, Vlyn. They're targeting me.
No furniture?
I shoved the delivery notice in your face.
Oh.
Held up.
Strange. I see 3 packages at your neighbor's.
Yeah.
They just
They've
keep
gotten
on ordering
delivery
stuff.
19 times. How do they even
They're
fit
setting
more
up their
furniture
patio
in there?
furniture on the front of their house.
Maybe I could, in the night, steal in, and they've so much furniture that I don't think they miss.
We're about to get paid. If you need to buy something, we can buy something, okay?
Vlyn, you couldn't afford the furniture I have coming.
I know, but you need something. It might not come.
The world is out to get me.
That's how it feels sometimes, bud. It's all right. I'm sort of pat you on the back. Okay, get dressed. We're about to be probably murdered and never seen from again, so you may as well put on something nice.
But if that happens, who'll look after the cat? I close the door and I go get changed.
Sorry, there's a cat? Flit?
As you're walking through the settlement, you're passing through the downtown business district, and you see the cathedral steps are pretty busy. You see Elder standing there once again in those leather robes, giving a small sermon to some of the folks that are standing on the steps. And then you see a small sort of crowd looking at one of the walls nearby on one of the government buildings. People are sort of looking at it and taking pictures.
Perception? It's a 24?
Yeah, I mean, this is hard to see. Once you sort of get around and get an angle through the crowd, you see someone has spray painted a pretty large graphic on the side of this building, and it is instantly recognizable as sort of the promo shot of the Heroes of the Reckoning, a Kasathan, a male android, and a Yosoki, but they have their faces crossed out with red X's, and underneath it says Eridaxus was right.
Oof. Oh no. See, Flit, there's nothing worse than radicals. You know, everything is good to the capacity, but I don't know. Those 3 very handsome heroes saved our lives. What was Eridaxus trying to do? Erase everybody? Restart? That was his whole bit, right? If the story goes.
It's all propaganda. There's no way 3 people went and did all that stuff. Jumping from flying cars and getting shot in the face and surviving. Come on.
I know.
Although, come to think of it, we've done some pretty crazy things the last couple weeks, so who knows?
Maybe one day they'll be graffitiing us on the side of a wall and using us as a means to an end.
While you're looking at it, there's a small boy comes running through the crowd and it's excuse me, and he's got a rather large bucket, almost half the size of him, and a pole over his shoulder with a big squeegee, and is just kind of weaving his way through the crowd, and he puts the bucket down in front and he turns and he just says, "I don't know who did this, but you're wrong. These people are heroes, and they saved us, and the whole reason we're here right now is because of them. We would all be space dust, and I think whoever did this should be ashamed of themselves." And he dips his squeegee into the bucket and begins scrubbing. It's not doing much, but it's sort of wiping a little bit off.
See, Vlyn, I bet you the kid did it, because now he gets to make a big spectacle. Oh, look at me, I'm a hero, I cleaned the thing. I bet you someone's going to pay him now to clean that wall, and he's an industrious little bastard.
If you had a therapist, they would really have a field day with some of the stuff you go on with. It's a kid just believing in his heroes. There's no...
Kids don't believe in anything.
You see some of the people who have like stopped to watch walk over and grab a rag out of the bucket, and now like maybe like 4 or 5 people have joined this kid trying to wipe it off the wall, and are kind of encouraging him, and they're just kind of like reminiscing about, you know, where they were during the reckoning and stuff like that. And you guys make it to the Sterling estate. As you approach, the gates swing open, and you make the sort of like long winding walk up. And by the time you get to the front door, Armand is there. The doors are open, and he is standing there waiting for you. And he looks at you and he says, "Gentlemen."
Armand?
Mr. Armand?
"I believe our business has concluded with you. My husband would like a word."
Is he painting again?
He thinks. He says, "I haven't seen him since breakfast. I'm not too sure what activity he has chosen to entertain himself with today."
And how's his humor, shall we put it?
He looks at you kind of like strangely, and he just says, "I believe his disposition is as sunny as it always is." And he gives you a smirk.
Well, that's good.
We're going to die.
And Armand sort of gestures towards the stairs, and he says, "You know the way. I have some things to attend to. If you need me, just holler."
Okay, of course. Thank you. Good to see you. We head up.
Yeah, you slide those 2 big doors open, and you enter in. And once again, the curtains have been drawn, and there is just a small, soft light sitting on Lionel's desk, and he is sitting in front of his computer, the sort of like blue screen illuminating him from one side and the orange light from his desk light lighting him from the other side. And he looks up across this like long walk from the door to the desk, and he says, "Please come in."
Good to see you.
As you step in, he presses a button on his desk, and the doors slide closed behind you.
Well, job done professionally and swiftly as requested.
He nods.
Dinestra, free and clear.
He nods and reaches into the desk drawer. He opens it up.
I tense.
Yeah, he reaches in.
I hold Lynn's hand.
You see one hand go into the drawer and pulls out a comm, taps on it silently for a second, and both your phones, ba-ting, ba-ting. You get notifications that 10,000 credits have been deposited in each of your accounts.
Thank you, sir.
Lionel stands up and walks towards you and stands in the center of the room. That like weird spotlight that was there before when he was painting turns on, and he meets you in the middle of the room. He says, "I appreciate your discretion in dealing with this matter. I knew I wouldn't be able to turn my son in for his stupidity, so I'm glad that I was able to hire someone who could connect the dots that I already had."
So you knew what was going on. That's fair. You're a very smart man.
He shakes his head and he says, "No, my son is just an idiot."
He was trying, shall we say?
Yes, my son has tried a lot. Unfortunately, now it is important that he understands that failure comes at a price, and one that the entire Sterling name must pay.
He's not going to Charillus, surely.
He looks at you and he says, "Charillus is a bit harsh for a boy like Julian. Now I will pull some strings to ensure that he doesn't spend his days sweltering in the heat of Charillus, but I will ensure that he pays his debt to society. He will go to prison, albeit a more comfortable one than he probably deserves."
Hey, you handle your business, sir, as you need to handle. I'm just glad we could be of help.
And you were. I appreciate you. If you are interested, if I have more work in the future, I will add you to my options, if that is something that you would like.
We appreciate that.
We love deals.
More business is always welcome, as Flit here and I establish ourselves as, I guess, private investigators is just what we are now.
He nods and he says, "Speaking of that, it seems that the two of you are a bit directionless. I've noticed in your files that you haven't accepted a formal position. And as you know, living on Dura Sancta requires every citizen to hold a job. And currently, the two of you are technically and legally unemployed."
I guess it's true, yeah.
I was aiming for mayor, but then I kind of saved the mayor That didn't help.
He scowls a little bit at you and he says, well, as you know, I'm quite fond of our current mayor, but perhaps my son's foolishness could be a benefit to you. And he reaches into his jacket pocket and hands you a manila envelope.
Take it out.
You are now the proprietor of the Noise Cave.
Oh. Oh.
It can be removed as easily as it was given.
Oh.
If you don't want it.
An instant threat.
No, sorry. That I have a hard time dealing with this sort of thing. Usually Armand handles the graces of the business. What I meant to say is if you do not want it, it is not meant to be a burden to you. If you wish to wash your hands of the place, I can assign it to someone else who would be happy for it.
No, it's hella cool.
It is hella cool.
He nods and he says, good, then you accept.
I do, yes, thank you.
And as for the trouble of my son buying the name of your DJing, I have had my lawyers settle that as well. And you once again.
Sorry. I mean, yes. Oh, what a splendid, thoughtful thing to do.
You see he cracks a little bit of a smirk. He smiles a little bit at that. And he says, and you, Mr. Vlyn, should you wish to pursue this line of work, I have also procured these for you. And he hands you guys 2 more pieces of paper each. And you are now certified private investigators.
Nice.
We weren't certified before. Oops.
Yeah, no, you were just working as private contractors under Lacey's, but now you guys are officially registered as having a job and having a business.
Do we get badges?
He shakes his head and he says, no, you are not sort of official law enforcement. You'll still be...
We can make our own badges. I was good at arts and crafts at the community center.
Yes, Flynn, yes.
Lionel looks at you. Once again, that smirk fades immediately and he says, I suppose nobody can stop you from making your own badges, but I do want to remind you that you will still be beholden to the laws and the official law enforcement of the settlement.
Of course, sir. Yeah, of course.
But more importantly, you will no longer need to scrounge for contracts as you have your own business. And he reaches into his pocket one last time and flicks a set of keys to you, Vlyn. Of course, having your own business requires your own office as well. I have purchased a small building just outside of the bazaar in which you can conduct your operation.
It is way too kind, sir. Once again, if you
Incredibly
need
generous.
anything, we'll give you a great discount. Not that you need one, but it's like the sentiment of the action. Cool. We should get hats.
He turns and leaves the pool of light and walks towards one of the bookcases and stops as he sort of begins running his finger along the spines of the book. And he says, I understand that you have made acquaintance with my daughter.
Yes.
And I understand that perhaps you are also aware of certain gifts, talents, abilities that she possesses.
Yes.
Secret safe with us, sir. Cleo's a fine young woman who is trying to do the right thing, and we would not do anything to bring any kind of harm to her.
You would understand that any father would be protective of his children.
I know that, sir.
And despite the fact that I've paid you for the job, I want you to remember that these additional gifts are a way of encouraging your continued silence of Cleo's abilities.
Of course, sir. Yeah, it's not our laundry to air out. And you can let Cleo know if you see her that we did discuss a small favor with her, and that there's no rush on that. She can take time. I know she's had a hard couple of days, so just pass along our best wishes to her, and I hope she rests up, and if she ever feels up to it again, she can always reach out if she needs anything.
He nods, and he says, Armand is trying to teach me that you catch more flies with honey.
That's true. We used to do that around the garden. That's how we... Yeah.
Why were you catching flies?
To help catch frogs.
I'm just looking at you in disgust.
Lionel is making the exact same face that Flit is making, this like sort of confused, disgusted, upset face. And he
You
says,
guys haven't caught frogs?
I had people for that.
yes, frog catchers. We all have them.
Thank you, yes.
Oh, man.
Lionel walks back towards his desk and he says, however, I wish to remind you that despite Armand's good intentions and positive influence on me, I did not make my reputation or empire with honey.
No, sir.
Thank you. He sits back down at his desk and returns to doing whatever he was doing. The doors behind you slide open.
Good day.
Good day. We're not dead. The door's like closed behind us. I'm like,
Yeah,
man, I almost peed my pants. Flit, I almost peed my pants.
Thought he was going to paint our corpses.
When he reached into the desk.
Oh, yeah.
I was like, he's probably got a big gun, golden gun that probably shoots golden bullets.
I thought pit, for sure. We're standing on a pit. It was going to open up. We'd fall down.
Definitely could have been a pit.
Some kind of polymer sharks or something down there. They'd never find our bodies.
No, my gosh, no. They already have a cave in the basement that goes to a ley line. Where else is down there?
Exactly.
While you guys are like freaking out and like gasping for in relief, you hear the sounds of high heels down the hall. And Cleo leans against the wall and she's
I straighten up and lean against the wall as she comes around the corner as if we weren't just freaking out. Oh, hey.
What's up, idiots?
You know,
not much. Definitely just playing a cool over here.
Just always cool. Like a
so
ice
cool
bath.
Guys, like the whole house kind of like echoes. I heard the whole thing.
It was a joke.
Yeah, sure, whatever. Follow me.
Okay.
And she walks towards the stairs and walks down. As you guys are following her, you pass by one of the hallways. I think it was you, Flit, who noticed the door, the basement door. You're walking towards that door. Off to the right, you see a study, and the door opens, and Armand holds it open, and you see Paul, Bosch, and Strega walking out with like their heads hung low, like tails between their legs, and Armand gesturing them out, and they sort of like file out one by one. They look strange. They don't look as sort of invigorated as you have seen them in the past. They look a little drained, a little more sallow, a little more undead.
Look who it is. It's the guys we keep beating the shit out of.
Armand immediately cracks at that. Like he's trying to be very like stern and very like leave now kind of, but the second you say that, he like you hear him go,
sorry, you already look so upset.
What, we were already 2-0. Is this a best of 5?
Paul shrinks away from you, Vlyn, and they just sort of wordlessly, no giggling, no one-liners, no comebacks, like just head down. They don't even look up and leave the estate.
No quips, you're just going quiet.
I'm sorry, Armand, this isn't professional, but they gave us a really hard time.
Armand looks at you and he says, perhaps a little bit more decorum from victory might serve you to better.
Yeah, we're not humble. That's something we're working on.
They cheated. We killed them and then they were alive again. And then they were mean to me at the docks. So no, they were not humble in their shit. So I will not be humble in mine.
It's okay, Flit. We got him, okay? We got him. It's all right. I pat you on the back a little bit. I'm like, it's okay, bud.
I assure you that the three of those will no longer pose any trouble. And you see him run his finger across 3 of the rings that are on his finger that are currently gleaming.
I don't want to even look into it. I'm like, yeah,
mysticism.
you probably stole their souls, and I don't want to fuck with that.
I rolled my dice and it was on a 20, and as it skidded, it like hopped over to a 2. 10 mysticism.
His rings are magical. Couldn't tell you what they do, though.
Anyway, Armand, thank you for everything. We're just going to hang out with Cleo for a bit, but if you ever need anything, you have our contact information.
He says yes, and I have your new business contact info as well.
So you do.
He looks at Cleo for a second and looks at like the door that she's bringing you to, and he sort of he looks unsure, and Cleo says, I cleared it with Daddy. He said it was fine. And he gives her sort of like a okay look and turns around and goes back into his study and closes the door.
Flit, when we actually get this device hooked up to the ley line and we have an idea of where we're going, what's the chances we probably just could have picked the most terrible place we know about on this planet? It's probably where we have to go.
What, my neighbor's house?
I was thinking scary desert, crazy oil rig, obsidian places.
No, it's probably them. You're right. They've been up to something nefarious this whole time.
Do you think the jewel orrery has been next door to you this whole time?
It makes sense. And that's why they're trying to keep me unstable by having me not have the furniture. I can't get a good night's sleep, so I can't put two and two together, and I cannot rest. And my attentions are divided.
Cleo looks at you, Flint, and she goes, "You don't have furniture?" Ew.
I have it, just not here.
You enter into the basement and you go down these like winding steps that are rather crude. Like they're just kind of like stone steps that kind of go down until it takes about like a minute and a half to get down there. Almost 2 minutes of like just straight walking down these winding stone steps, and the air growing more musky and damp until you reach down into what looks like just like a cavern. Like this doesn't look like a finished basement at all. And you see that there is a sort of like stone ridge and then a drop. And you can tell that this whole area has been excavated out rather crudely and quickly. There doesn't seem to be a whole lot of like style or thought, especially when you look at like the rest of the estate. This looks like it was done fast. And in it, you see this purple line running through, and another intersection and a small sort of like circle where they intersect, and then like little spider web, almost like cracked glass tendrils of this purple energy crawling out from various parts of these two very distinct lines. And she turns to you and she says, "This is what you guys were looking for, right?"
Yes, we'll just need like a hot 5 to calibrate our device.
Yeah, well, go.
Do you have the instructions?
I think we just stick it in. I think it's that easy. I think we should go plunk.
Okay, I take it out. What does it look like? In my head, it's like a lantern, but what does it actually look like?
In mine, it's like a tattoo gun.
It's like a claymore. Like that's what it looks like. It's like a sort of like
the sword
solid,
or the bomb.
like the bomb, like a
From Call of Duty 4.
Yes. Yeah. Specifically the Call of Duty 4 Claymore. No, it's got these like two little spikes, and it's this like rectangular device that you just kind of like plonk in, and then there's a screen and some like various technical doodads and you know, knobs and stuff on it. There's like 2 antennae that you can put up as well, and you make it down to the ley line, and you immediately feel like, Vlyn, your scars immediately flare up.
Yeah.
You feel that magical energy. Flit, you can feel your heart beating to like race and beat faster as you guys are just this close to sort of pure, unadulterated magical energy that is coursing through this planet. And as you approach the center, you plonk unless you want to do anything while you're here before plonking.
Nah, dude, I'm not fucking around in this place.
Plonk.
You plonk it down. It slides in. You see the device sort of whir to life. You see readings starting to bloop, 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 bloop. It begins sort of like triangulating. You see sort of like it getting all these like sort of different readings, graphs, spectrographs, lines filling up, bars filling up, and eventually after about 2 minutes, all the bars that are currently filling up and beeping, finish, and it says reading complete.
I guess we have to take this back to Oswald.
We need to take it? Sure, yes.
Before we move on, give me a mysticism check, please. I will also take a computers. I'll take an engineering.
I think mysticism is my highest. That or culture, but...
I now have computers. Dane, so how about 24?
Damn, okay.
Yeah.
Mine is just a 20.
That's mysticism, though?
Mysticism, yeah.
Yeah, okay. Those are both very good rolls. Flit, you realize that there's like a self-diagnostic or an analysis in this device. You don't need to bring it anywhere. You can do it yourself, and you know how to. You are able to sort of like take this data and use it to triangulate a similar frequency, which was like the whole point, right? You know that the ley lines and the jeweled orrery sort of radiate the same energy. That's why you were here. You needed that concentrated magical energy to really attune, and you begin that tracking process. Vlyn, the energy that is coming out of this, you look at it and you sort of like, your basic innate knowledge of magical energy and the way it interacts with the natural world. You know that whatever this magical energy that is currently in Dura Sancta is different. It's strange. It is not pure. It is, for a lack of a better word, It is manufactured. You know that magic can be created, with things like Magitech and stuff like that, technology that can replicate magical effects. This is not unlike that. I'm not saying that it's technological in nature, but there is something has made this magical energy. It's
like
not
artificial rather than natural.
Correct. It is not a naturally occurring magical signal. And as you guys are sort of like working with this device, Flit, when you finish the triangulation, you get a notice that the jeweled orrery is not on this plane.
Well, that's useless to us.
Yeah, no, it's not useless. Yeah, it's useless to us. We don't know. We're not wizards. We're not witches. We can't.
We're not going planes hopping. But if it's not on this plane, then maybe that's a good thing. Maybe we're safe. No,
it's not a good thing because your friend with the lack of a face is in a different plane, aren't they?
Yeah.
What if they already have it?
I don't know. Well, maybe if we keep this on, if it ever returns, we'll get a ping.
Yes. So again, with your computer check and your mysticism check, you now have a essentially ongoing beacon that so long as technology works, you will get a notification.
What a worrying thing to say.
Hey, there's a lot of stuff on those charts that fucks up technology. So I need to have the caveat. But yes, as long as technology functions, you will get a notification when the jeweled orrery appears. It will almost immediately give you positioning if it's on Dura Sancta. You'll get a notification when it returns to this plane, and you might need to do a little bit more investigating if you have to narrow it down in the entire universe. But if it shows up on Dura Sancta, you will pretty much know immediately and where.
Okay, well, thank you, Cleo. We hope you're feeling all right today.
So, Cleo, how are you doing?
Yeah, she's sitting down on the sort of edge of this cliff that looks down into the ley lines. And she is like, yeah, I mean, like finding out that your brother is super jealous of you and wants you to die and tried to sick a bat on you. Fucking sucks.
Yeah, I get it. But, he's a dick. So I tried to live my life not letting the things dicks do upset me because they're dicks. It's what they do.
She nods and she says, and also like fucking extra dimensional things, faceless guys trying to stab you in the throat and take your powers. That also kind of fucking sucks.
Yeah, that one was not fun.
We got beaten up by a demon dog the other day, and that was bad. But, you have two friends you can lean upon now if you so desire it. And I grin.
You see a small, sweet smile creep across her face for just a second before she pushes herself to her feet and she goes, ew, and begins walking back up the stairs.
She reminds me of one of my daughters. The ooh means, I don't hate you.
Oh, really? I was being very sad for a minute there.
No, I think we're all right.
Every time she says ooh, it feels like someone has got a stapler and put it in my heart. And I feel bad about myself. And I wonder, should I change things about myself? What about a new haircut?
I've tried that. They just make fun of the haircut. No, it's their own way. Anyway, it's all right. Don't worry about it. She'll be fine. We should definitely probably make sure that bat is dealt with eventually. But for now,
I have so many questions about the bat. Where is the bat?
It just left, right? It just vamoosed.
I mean, I guess technically you still have it keyed to the compass. Yeah. And it points to the east of the settlement.
That's like rivers, right?
It's where the shapes like where the tunnels that you and Lacey came out.
Look, the bat is very important and all that, but we have one more thing, Vlyn, that we need to figure out quickly.
What's that, Flit?
I assume we're done at the estate, right?
Yeah, if you want to be, as you leave, you come out and Cleo's lying in the, like, just draped over the sofa and she's just, like, texting upside down. And yeah, you're welcome to leave if you are done. You don't need anything else.
I had the big tones.
The big tones? Okay.
I had the big tones.
Great. You go to the bazaar, and as you're walking to the bazaar, you see a small, like, shabby little office with a for sale sign on it that says sold. And you know that this is your new private investigator's office, or whatever you want to really turn it into.
We need a name.
Yeah, we need a name, but like now we both have our own offices. You can have an office at the nightclub. I'll use this office. What, do you want to be in the same office?
Obviously.
You've got to run a nightclub, Flit. I can't really help you with running it.
I thought you'd bounce for me.
I guess, yeah, I can bounce.
Or like, shake up the workers when I don't like them.
I'm not going to shake up anybody. We're not criminals, Flit. We're just...
Lynn, I own a nightclub. I have to be a criminal.
That's not... No, that is not true at all.
Do you know one nightclub owner who isn't the absolute worst?
I can't name any off the top of my head.
Julian was a nightclub owner for like a week, and he's in Chirillis now. Or, well, he should be.
As you guys enter into the bazaar, you see a couple of copper cutlasses clock you and begin aggressively walking over towards you before another copper cutlass grabs one by the sleeve and they whisper something and they like squint at you and turn around and leave you alone.
Well, thank God. I think we've cleared that debt or that incident for now.
We're just making friends wherever we go.
The three of them are like standing there and staring, like scowling at you, but they've stopped their approach.
I wave.
One of them reaches for their cutlass. It stops them.
It's a sword made of a bad metal. You can't hurt us.
It wasn't the one guy who just kept beefing it, was it?
No, you haven't seen him around.
Has he fucking retired? He should. Before we get into big tones, I check to make sure there's no demon books or grimoires on us as per our deal.
I mean, technically, you still have the one that
he gave us.
Yes, that you borrowed.
That's fine, but he said to not bring in any demon books, and I'm checking just to make sure no one slipped.
I don't believe that you do. Yes.
And I walk in, I'm like, Big Tone!
He is currently got a giant flipper, and he's got a dude pinned to the desk, his head pinned to the desk, and he's whispering something, and he looks up at you and immediately sort of like lifts the flipper off, and the guy just kind of like stands up really slowly, and Big Tone says, "You can go, Bo. Get out of here." And the dude is just like, he's got like a black eye and his like bruised face, cut lip, and he's just like, "Oh, okay, Big Tone. Okay."
Do bookstore owners also have to be criminals, Flit?
And this guy hauled ass out of the store.
I think he was just hugging that guy after he fell over or something.
That's right, Bo. Just hugging him. You saw it. We were hugging.
Well, we're here to do you a little bit more promo, to put some more zing in your bookstore, as we agreed. I'll do another little jingle for you.
Okay, so you just came all this way to do that, Bo?
Yes, and return the book, and yes.
Okay.
I'm going to browse while you do whatever you're doing.
Did you not want more?
I just, the internet exists.
Yes, but then we wouldn't get to get face to face, fin to hand.
Yeah, that's a good point. Get on over here. Hit me with it. What you got for me?
I was working up something a little bit like this. Instead of this nat 1, I'm going to use my 18 paradox.
Okay.
I just go, brrr, and he's like, huh? And then I settle back into doing it properly for a 35.
Damn. Yeah. He starts like vibing, and then it just starts like slapping his fins back and forth. Vlyn, while you're looking through the books, like all the books start like rattling closer and closer to the edge of the shelves because he's like stomping.
Oh no.
He's like, hell yeah, that's some fresh shit. I like that.
And did you hear about my incredible performance last night against Rhyme and Time? So there's a little bit fresh stink on DJ Flutterboy right now. So that boost is your boost because your books now are associated with my rise to fame. You're welcome.
All right, I'm into this. I like this. I think this is a fair deal.
We also now own a nightclub if you need a place to do anything shady or nefarious.
Why would you say that?
Why would you say that, Bo?
Why would
you
say
told
that,
me that's
Bo?
what happens in nightclubs.
Well, yes, but why would he do that?
Guy a fucking narc?
No.
He begins reaching under his desk.
Vlyn's a crap. He did reefer last night.
Vlyn comes over with a bunch of books on how to run a business.
He looks at you, Flay. You see him do it?
Yeah, I saw the after effects.
He squints. He stops looking through his drawers, closes it, says, "All right, what you got there, old man? Throw him up here."
Just some books on business, please. Thank you.
Okay. All right. And he says, "You know what? Because of that fucking fresh track, Bo, those are on me. You can have them."
Thanks, Big Tone. We'll see you at the club. And I just walk out the door.
Till next time. You let me know when you need a top up.
Hell yeah. Okay. All right, Bo. I like this partnership. I wasn't sure about it at first. I was like, But now I'm like,
Indeed. Doing big things. Big Tone things. Big Flit things.
I like big tone things. I want that to be the next song. That's the next song. Big tone things.
Big tone things. Let's do it. Penciling it in.
Okay. You guys have a lot of money. Before we move on, would you like to hit the mall and do some...
I know what I want to buy. I'm just...
Hell yeah.
Montage.
Yeah, you guys hit the mall. As you are shopping, you see Drago handing out resumes to various places throughout the mall. Every time
Who do you think
guys
he got his references? Is it you and I? Are we his references? We're probably his references.
Well, I hope it's not Strega and Bosch and Paul.
Or Julian. Julian is now in jail.
Yeah. I think most of his references are either dead or in jail, presumably.
Probably you and I.
Hey, let's start with you, Vlyn. What are you buying?
Flynn goes to his favorite shop at first, the augmentation store.
Cool.
And I'm picking up another ability crystal, Mark II this time, to add some dexterity. My ACs get better. I'm also getting a dimensional gland experimental, which is going to be fun when that comes up. And I think that's everything I bought. Get a weapon fusion too.
The bug lady, Spencer, is at the counter. And she's like, "Oh, welcome back, boyos, and good to see you."
I flash my evolutionist discount card because evolutionists get 10% augments for 10% cheaper than everyone else.
Incredible.
She says, "Oh, using your card there, are you? Well, let me just stamp it." And she reaches out and bites it. Two fangs pierce it. She says, "You get a couple more of those and you get a special prize."
I'm excited and terrified. Yeah, and then I run over to the weapon fusion store and I get a weapon fusion, which I touch to my pick because it technically all goes on the pick. So the pick sort of absorbs it.
Do you want to tell?
The weapon fusion I will tell because it's on brand. I got Spellbane.
Okay.
So when I crit on somebody, they lose like all their magical. They can't cast spells or spell-like abilities for a couple rounds.
Crazy.
Flavorful, and also fuck those spell-like abilities Dane uses to fuck with us all the time.
And are you keeping the dimensional thing a secret?
Yeah, it's gonna be fun.
That's fine.
That's some
I'll allow
glands.
that.
It's funny because I saw it earlier and was like, experimental dimensional gland. I was like, that's crazy. I didn't even look at it though, so I don't know what it does.
There's nothing too crazy. It's just fun.
Flit, what are you picking up?
Flit goes and gets a face tattoo. So over by his temple, it's like a circular tattoo, but it's like the top half is like a snowflake, and the bottom half is like a time, like the bottom half of a clock. So it's like to symbolize his like beating rhyme and time, like is on the side of his face there, but it is going to function as a magical personal upgrade. So he's getting a +4 boost to intelligence, which is great because I get 12 extra skill points. So I can basically make computers and engineering both up to full ranks. So
nice.
I'm now decent at both of those, which I think is like in game, I think is like being thrown through time and coming back, and then that nat 20 for extra like information. I'm remembering things that I've learned in the future. So like I've just kind of like, yeah, that's how I'm playing it. As we're browsing, I find this like bodysuit, and it's like made of this like silvery, like refractive material where like when it crinkles, like, you know, the folds, they all become like rainbowy. And I'm buying some Yosoki refractor suit, which is new armor.
Cool. Spencer looks at you and she's like, "Yeah, I just got that fabric in from Pepper Jack's."
They sell the jacked up peppers?
No, it's a premium upholstery shop. What? You don't know anything.
Oh, I'm thinking Pepper Jane's. Yeah, so I got this rad kind of like DJ bodysuit thing going.
I'm imagining it's like that silver Beastie Boys onesie.
100%. That's exactly what I'm thinking as well.
Okay, cool.
We meet up again in the mall, and you come out with a face tattoo wearing a silver suit, and every dad instinct in Vlyn's body's like, no, face tattoo.
You know what, Vlyn? Part of me was like, maybe I lost my name for a reason. Maybe I shouldn't have put my whole life into DJing. But then randomly, I was thrown on stage the other day and I realized this is it for me. I'm putting everything into this.
Flynn again looks destitute. He's sitting on a bench in the mall, just like staring. He's got like a bag full of stuff next to him. And he's like,
I press a button and the meme horn just goes off.
You guys also get a notification while you're shopping just in time. You hear bling, and you get 1,000 credits from Wade Enterprises for your continued cooperation and not talking about the porcelings.
Oh, fun. Do you want to get a Frankenburger and then, I don't know, head home and relax? We should probably get some takeout for Drago because he's definitely still asleep and hasn't eaten.
No, Drago's running around
the mall.
And he has his resumes. He's over there.
You're right. Let's send him a text. Meet us at the Frankenburgers.
He's running away from Count Dealula. What was that store called?
Count Threadula.
Count Threadula.
Count Threadula. I think we're still banned from there.
He's running away from Count Threadula's as we speak.
Yeah, you see him, he's almost in tears. He's like, no, there's so many vampires.
They're trying to apologize, but you can't hear it because of the fan.
Yeah, you guys rendezvous with Drago for some fast food court burgers.
So what should we do next? Like, I guess just find some more work while we wait for this jewel to appear from this dimension?
Yeah, well, we can officially apply for jobs and stuff, so...
Yeah, well, people will come to us now, bud.
Well, let's load it up. I pull open the whatever app and log in using our credentials, and I'm like, what have we got? And I dramatically press the button to see what messages we have.
None.
I really thought there'd be like 17 minimum.
No, we really have to, like, establish ourselves and...
I was giving Dane the opportunity to dramatically have a brand new job in there for us.
Nope. You guys are crushing your burgers, eating your burgers. And Drago leans over and he says, hey, you guys going to the thing later?
The what?
The thing? There's like a big announcement. Announcement at the User on Memorial Gardens?
They're probably announcing the new ownership of the Noise Cave.
Once again, we have to do those things now.
What?
Advertisements don't just happen for us. We
We've
have
people.
to do that ourselves.
We have people for that.
No, we don't have any people.
Hey, hold on. You guys looking for people? He hands you both a resume.
Drago, we can give you a job.
Drago, do you want to work at the nightclub?
Oh my god, Drago can be the actual manager of the club while we are the owners of the club.
No, but then he's getting into illegal things again.
No, sorry Drago, we can't hire you.
Damn it. Okay, well,
nefarious things would happen at the club.
Can I get those resumes back? They're really expensive to print. And you realize his resume is just a headshot of him in that outfit from last night. They're like these glossy 8x10s.
Damn, that works.
Yeah, that's honestly probably better than listing your skills.
Well, why don't we pull some strings over at the arcade? Maybe you could get a job there.
Yeah, I mean, cool. But again, you guys going to the thing?
We may as well go to the
I've got
thing.
nothing better to do. What am I going to do? Go sit on my non-existent furniture, Drago? Thanks for rubbing that in.
I bet you our office is going to have furniture faster than your house.
Wait, you guys got an office? You guys looking for people? He pulls out his shots again.
Drago, you could be our secretary. That's not illegal.
Oh, he's like, yeah, I kind of like that.
How many words do you type a minute?
Whatever the average amount of words per minute is, that's what Drago can handle.
Okay. Oh, that's not that bad, to be honest with you.
It's perfectly serviceable.
Now, again, guys, I don't really want to keep harping on this thing that's happening.
Well, yeah, let's go to the thing. Finish up your burger, Drago. What? You barely touched your food. Come on. You're slowing us down. We have to go to this thing.
Come on, Drago, hurry up. Are you not coming to the thing?
He starts choking this burger down. He's got so much food in his mouth, and he taps, and he goes, "It's happening already."
Okay, let's go.
Yeah, you guys head over to the Memorial Gardens, and there's a huge crowd of people, and a podium has been set up at the sort of center of the gardens, and you hear voices already happening over the intercom as this thing has already started, and Drago just failed to tell you that it was already going. And then you hear a thunderous applause as you see whoever was talking steps down, and Dinestra takes the stage, and she is smiling and waving, and she says,
"Ayo, that's my girl."
She points to your direction. She can't really see or knows who it was, but she points and she says,
"Thank you very much. That was an incredibly warm welcome for someone who just spent the last couple days in a jail cell."
And the crowd sort of laughs. She says,
"But seriously, I do appreciate your support, and what happened is not something to be angry about or bitter about. Certainly not for me. It is the process working as intended. There was a criminal act. It was investigated. It looked, for all intents and purposes, that I had done this, and I'm glad that it shows that nobody is above the law. Nobody can take this settlement for granted. And one of the things that we have been taking for granted is we have named the planet Dura Sancta, safe home. That is what we wish to build here. But we have already built a home here. This settlement, this community, us, we need a name as well. There is no better place to announce the name of this new settlement than standing in the gardens that remembers the planet that once was here. Our home is Sanctus Floris.
And she gestures out, and the crowd applauds.
Named in the language of the Vlyn, those that came before, those that have protected us and our planets for eons. It means Garden of Sanctuary. And I can't think of a better way to remember Euceron than to embrace its protection of us. So welcome, not just to Dura Sancta, but to our home, Sanctus Floris.
And everyone claps.
Oh, yeah. Wow.
As you guys are, watching this, the crowd finally starts dissipating. Lacey finds you in the crowd as people start leaving. And she puts a hand on both of your shoulders and she just says, well, that speech was mostly in part because of you guys. And I think Dinestra herself would like to thank you. And she leads you over. There's like a barricade as Dinestra is sort of like shaking hands with other politicians and other, members of the community and stuff up on the stage. And as Lacey guides you towards the front of the stage, she nods at some of the Estrella guards who sort of like open the barricade and let you through. Dinestra looks down at you and hops off the stage and walks over to you. And she just says, I can't thank you enough. Somehow you were able to prove the unprovable and reaffirm my innocence. I appreciate all of what you've done so much. And you've shown that you have the best interest of the people of Sanctus Floris and the planet. So, you asked me if there was a list. There is.
The list is real.
The list is real. List confirmed.
And I would like your help in making sure that they never become a problem.
Hi, I'm Simon.
I'm G.
And I'm Boof.
Have you heard about Pickaxe's hit new old movie podcast, Yomp?
We each have a list of 6 films we want to share.
Every week, we roll a dice to randomly pick which one we watch and discuss.
MC Bunkerwelt says, this trio is perfect for a movie podcast. G is the casual that has the mainstream movies, Simon is the nerd that is bringing the gems, and Boof is the cellar goblin that scrapes the bottom of the diaper.
Messiah Jones says, such a fan of this podcast. I love the variety and all 3 have pretty good chemistry. G is far too confident in her own intelligence sometimes, and Simon can be a real curmudgeon. But the 3 work together well enough to keep the flow and make a good product.
Serenity Indeed says, love this podcast so far, but the audio is all over the place. Goes from quiet at the start of a sentence to loud in the middle. Every time somebody stops talking for even half a second, their audio goes quiet and has to ramp up again. It's very distracting. Edit, this audio issue was with my laptop.
Find Yomp on all your favourite podcast platforms. Yomp!